I get this from you and mom. There is rarely a time where you see me letting grass grow under my feet.
You know, we tried to show you guys at a young age that you know what, there's more to life than just on 79th Street.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Yo, 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 what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Marquise, and you're back with to the Welcome to You Stuck With Me podcast. And today, the wife is not here, but we got a very special guest. Want to introduce you guys to my father, my dad, my first superhero. You want to introduce yourself formally?
ah, Ron Williams, Phi Beta Sigma, SB, Steadfast, Trey Mastermind.
Yes, yes, yes. The famous father I've been telling you guys about who just became a man of Sigma. Welcome to the show, Dad.
Thank you, thank you. It feels different than sitting in the wife's seat.
Oh, she's not mad. She said that you can sit there all you want to. So,
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
so in this episode, you guys, we're gonna have a father son talk. We're talking about everything from marriage to fatherhood and everything in between. So, to kick this, well, my first question for you is: the first time you find out you're gonna be a father, what were you thinking? How did you feel?
Man, you know, but this you can't explain that feeling though. You can't explain that feeling. It's like man, it's special. I mean, it's something that every man wants. Every man wants it, especially if you have a son. Man, it's a beautiful feeling.
Okay, I actually can't wait till that day comes and I become a father. It's gonna be interesting to see you as a grandfather. That's gonna be very interesting.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, when I was in the room when you was born,
Mm-hmm.
right? And oh my God, you was in a hurry to come out of there. I was like, I was standing at the end of the table, and the doctor wasn't there yet, and you was coming. You was coming. I thought I had to catch you. I thought you about to hit the floor. I had to put my hands down there like I was going to catch a football or something.
So when I was first born, your first thought was what?
Man, joy, joy. It was a man. It's you know, but you can't explain it. You can't explain the birth of a child, especially if it's yours. You know, your blood sitting there you holding in your arms. You know, you see him, and wow, it's just beautiful, man. It's just beautiful. But I mean, and I can't explain it, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's just like it's a joy, and it's kind of like you kind of feel like the Lion King. You know, you want to pull him up.
I
No,
just
better yet, you know what? See, the Lion King wasn't out yet. I felt like Roots. You
okay.
remember Roots and when Roots and when Kunta Kinte went out there and held the baby up in the sky to the stars.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Yeah, that's how I felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, after that moment, did you? At what point did you start just picturing what you would want for me as your son? Just to see how my life would unfold and all the things that I accomplish or I would accomplish. And you just, I'm pretty sure the things that you've seen me do. You,
Well, I mean, I thought about, I said, look, but I know you. Well, I knew you're gonna be playing sports. I knew that. I know you're gonna be playing sports, and oh man, well, I run it, but I know you'll be playing sports, and because we come from a sports family.
mm-hmm.
We played it all: baseball, football, basketball. It was a beautiful thing. So I mean, I know you're gonna be playing sports.
I mean, I honestly, as far as me taking to sports, I honestly started taking sports just because I watched you play. So I remember times that we would go to the basketball court, and I was probably like 3, 4, 5 years old, and I would watch you play, and then just from there, just that was my natural thing.
I wasn't good. I wasn't as good as you were though. I wasn't. I mean, you were better. You're a lot better than I was. You had some. You had the height, some more skill. You know, but I still could beat you though.
Up until I was about 17,
Uh,
I remember. I remember when we went to the park. It was just me and you at the park, and we were playing, and I think you realized that it was over with the moment that I dunked on you.
See, I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you were gonna try. I knew you were gonna tell everybody that you dunked on me. That's what you know. That's supposed to be between me and you. Everybody else supposed to know you dunked on me. But no, it wasn't. No, hey, it was a good. It was good. It was no. It was good to see that you've been honing your skills. And man, and although I ain't like it, but I mean it was good to see you hone your skills. I mean, I watch you play ball. So, you got better and better as you got older.
So, with that being said, not you realize that I was not just only going to be an athlete, but I was also going to be a bookworm.
I ain't know that, but you know what? Yeah, you were a little, you was very, very smart. I know what you had a skill that I mean, I wish that I had, because you know what, that your skill that you had, that you really didn't have to study. I mean, if matter of fact, you see, if you studied like you were supposed to have, you could have went to that. You could have went to the Division 1. What school was that?
Dartmouth.
Dartmouth.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
for everybody who everybody didn't know, I was actually being recruited by Dartmouth University to play ball. But and this is what makes me mad now. You know that schools are not even looking at ACT and SAT scores anymore.
Well, hey, different time, different era, my brother.
So, clearly I had the GPA, and that's another topic for another time. But yeah, just it's just the ACT score messed me up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like you did good, but you didn't really apply yourself as much as better as good as you could have until like you found out, like because we went to Kennedy King College.
Hmm.
We was playing ball, and Tree saw you play, and he's like, man, if you because he wanted you to go to Hales Francisco. He said you'd came to Hales. I don't know.
And sitting and thinking about it, basketball wise, I should have went to Hills.
Yeah,
I should have.
yeah. I mean, he wanted you because he saw you play. He tried to get you hooked up. Dartmouth was there. It was a bunch of colleges
Dartmouth,
there.
Tennessee State.
Yeah. So there was a lot of schools there looking at you play. But hey, it is what it is. But God had His plan, so
Yeah.
it worked out. You are who you are.
Yeah. I think to this day, and I remember running to my high school basketball coach, and I told him I'm always gonna be a ball player. Hard, like I could see myself coaching one day, but I'm right now, even at 34, I'm still too much of a ball player.
Well, I mean, it ain't never too late to start coaching, bro. It
Mm.
ain't never too late.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm not against it. So
yeah, I mean, you should do it. I mean, you only live once.
true.
You don't want to out. I always say that you don't want to get out here and say have regrets. If you got something you want to do, go out there and do it. I mean, God wants you to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think God will put us on earth to not be successful and to make the world a better place, no matter what our talents are.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We all got something to offer.
Hmm.
We all got something to offer. Excuse me. Yeah, we all got something to offer. So I mean, and when God put us in a position to do stuff, and that's me. At least I try to now in my life that I try to do things that to serve God, and make make my family happy.
And speaking of making your family happy, let's talk about that marriage.
Marriage.
I remember the day of my wedding, right before we went downstairs for the ceremony to begin. You told me that I was going to venture and into a different part of my life, something that can't be explained, but you have to go through it for yourself. And next not next month, but in 2 weeks we actually celebrate 2 years married. So first of all, I want to say thank you for helping. Thank you for raising me to be an upright man.
Well, hey, well, I ain't always been an upright man. So I mean, you live and you learn. You make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You make mistakes. You live and learn. You try to improve for those mistakes. So um, my mom always told me that there's an easy way and a hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna learn the easy way or you'll take the hard way. Unfortunately, sometime early in my life, I took the hard way. But hey, after a while, as you grow older, you get tired of life beating your butt.
Mm-hmm.
After you learn, after life keep whipping your butt, you're either gonna do better or you'll keep getting your butt whipped by life.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank God that I chose to stop getting my butt whipped by life.
And you know what? I think not just what you have taught me growing up, but just me with my natural disposition. I would rather not go and deal with the hard stuff. I just like, you know what? Okay, let me just make it easier on myself, and correct me if I'm wrong, but
Well, no, know what? You're a good kid. You're a good kid. I mean, you do a lot of things. Matter of fact, I even know like until the wedding and watching you become a Sigma. I mean, I didn't realize how many things you have your hand in. You got your hand in a lot of different stuff. You know,
I was always told that an idle mind is a devil's playground.
this is true.
So, and knowing me being me, I don't want to get myself into any trouble that I can't get myself out of anyway, or any trouble in general.
Yeah.
So I always found something that I was interested in, and I credit you and I credit mom with that because you guys showed me a lot of different things at a very young age. So my mind was always like, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. It was just not me just sitting around. And I think I get this from you and mom. There is rarely a time where you see me letting grass grow under my feet.
You know, we tried to show you guys at a young age that there's more to life than just on 79th Street. You know, we took y'all places, and also your grandparents took you. We went to places, that and you guys at an early age, you got to experience a lot, and so I mean, you guys was showing a lot, and showing how success. We try to teach you success from day one, and so you guys got had a lot of experience, out of the country, um, different schools. It was a lot of things we just showed you in general. That people, some kids ain't never seen in their lifetime. I mean, it's so I mean, so it's out there. So if you see it, you can achieve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's what it's about.
And I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite moments with you, the very first time we went to a drive-in movie theater.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you why. Because looking at a lot of people who I've talked to, and they've always talked, just hearing them talk about their experiences with their dad, and unfortunately some cases lack thereof. I've come to realize that in a good way, we were spoiled. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, unfortunately, we live in a society where there are men out there who don't take care of their children, or in some cases, they don't even know that they have children. But that's a topic for another time. But you know, to for God to bless me and Marlon with you and mom, um, y'all showed us a lot. Y'all put y'all foot in our behind when we definitely needed it.
Mm.
But I wouldn't trade the experience for anything else.
Man, um, all I can do is, as parents, all we can do is give you the tools. You know, we give you the tools, and God, God, you know, hopefully God let you live long enough, that you can give your kids the tools to be successful. It's that's and you guys haven't disappointed us. You guys have not disappointed us. I mean, of course, there's always some, you know, ups and downs, but you guys have not disappointed us. You guys, both of you guys, you and Marlon are good kids.
I think that was probably just and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was probably just your overall goal as a father, just to raise good children, raise good kids, keep them out of trouble.
Well,
At least the basis of it, anyway.
well, you know what? I mean, I just want to give you guys the best. Give you opportunities that I didn't have. To to show you how important the importance of school. The importance of having preparing to get a job. Preparing to go to college. A lot of kids don't get a chance to go to college. That's very unfortunate. But I mean, it was just embedded in us to make sure you guys be prepared as when you become adults. You know, the fact that hey, because when you leave the door, you can't come back. I'm not kidding, just kidding, but no, I mean, just makes you prepare you to be successful. I mean, and man, so thus far you guys are doing a good job. Doing a good job. Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it on behalf of Marlon too. We appreciate it. So let me ask you about marriage. So obviously, between when you got married and when I got married, the world has changed. So do you think that um, men today are being shaped for marriage, or being shaped to raise a family?
I'm gonna tell you, marriage is. I think some people get married for all the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But as a man, um, you gotta think to yourself when you think about talking about just getting married. You gotta say, am I willing to put am I ready to become last?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my wife and my kids come first. Then it's me. Because I want them to be happy first, and then me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not prepared as a man, you're not prepared to put yourself last, then you're not ready to be married.
That's a word.
You gotta, your wife and your kids come first. Then because hey, sometimes you're gonna want. I mean, unless you're well-to-do, sometimes you're gonna want stuff, and your kids gonna need, your wife gonna need, and you can't go out there and get that because your wife and your kid needs come first. If you're not prepared for that, then you're not ready to get married. That's something. I mean, that's something for a lot of men to think about. You know, and unfortunately, some of the cases that men don't give that thought.
So, do you think? Well, let me ask you another question before I get to that question. Um, Fill in the blank. Marriage has taught you what?
Man, marriage taught me a lot. Um, Patience, um, how to stay at home. You know, I don't have to go out. I don't know. I don't have that need to go outside and be out in the streets like I used to be back in the day. Um, it taught me, it's taught me. Larry just taught me how to be a better person overall. You know, it's just I mean I've been married twice. You know, to your mom, and I've been married. Now I'm married to Rakita. Um, but it's yeah. I mean, it's taught me you know be patient. You know, and spend more time with my family.
Okay, so with that being said, my next question is this because I'm pretty sure you don't pay attention to social media, but it's
No, I don't like social media at all, really.
I understand that because social media has its issues. So my question to you is: people say, or it's being said that marriage is just a piece of paper. What are your thoughts on that one?
Marriage is you know what? In reality, if you live together, the same rules apply.
Mm-hmm.
The same rules apply, really. But you know, you have taken that oath before God,
Mm-hmm.
saying that you're gonna do this. You know that you're gonna honor, cherish, respect. What else is it? Obey?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, you know, it's a you took an oath before God. You know, and so um, yeah, I mean that's a difference. I mean, do you want to? I mean, they try to you can't try to keep that oath before God that you said, hey, I'm gonna take this woman and I'm gonna do my best, you know, to make her happy.
So, with trying to make your wife happy, do you believe in the saying "happy wife, happy life" or "happy house, happy spouse" or "happy spouse, happy house"?
All the above, all the above. I mean, you know, of course, you know what? I mean, let's I don't know. You know, marriage is not. I was thinking of a song. I was thinking of a song like New Edition. You know, Can You Stand the Rain?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Storm's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
Storm's gonna come. But you know, the fact is, you know, through your marriage, you know, do you love each other long enough, you know, to conquer the storms? You know, because you know you know you have to have your wife have your back, you have your wife back. You know, it's it's special. It's special. You know, you sit, you know, when I know when my wife is going through something. You know, she don't have to. My wife don't have to tell me. I know when she's going through something. You know that's how you supposed to know your wife that well. She ain't gotta tell you when she's going through something. And my wife's supposed to the same thing, vice versa. You know, when you supposed to know when your wife going through something. And, you know, you supposed to be like, you know, you want to be there to pick up the pieces. You know, and it's and like I said, marriage is it ain't gonna be sunshine every day.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be sunshine. Someday the storm's gonna come, and you know, it's going to be like a lot of storm for a lot of days. It's going to rain a lot of days, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. You know, but do you love each other enough, you know, to come back and say, "Hey, look, you know, be able to say I'm sorry, and be respectful." You know, it's so yeah. That's what marriage is all about to me.
See, what obviously I'm getting ready to be 2 years married, but I think that what you're what you're saying, some things I have gone through, but I'm what you're telling me now is preparing me for some things that I've yet to go through as a married man. Because some things, you know, obviously, like you said, there's gonna be days when it's constantly raining, constant issues, and you just gotta look at each other through it all to say, I still want to be here. That's a very tough question to ask, and even harder to answer for some people. But and I'm not trying to romanticize everything, but I think honestly that when you wake up in the morning, you look at the person that you're laying next to, that should be your reminder, or at least the start of your reminder of why you got married in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. But when you going through those storms, when you going through those
It's
storms,
hard.
when you going through those storms, you looking at that person. When you wake up and look at that person next to you, when you going through those storms, you ain't looking at that same. You ain't feeling that same way. But if you love that person, if you love that person, what I'm saying, eventually, you know, it's gonna those storms they're gonna succeed, and you're gonna say, hey, you don't wonder why, because it's most of the time when you go into those storms, it's something petty.
Yeah. And then you end up forgetting why you two were in an argument
In
in
the
the
first
first
place.
place.
But ain't nothing better than making up though.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing better than making up. Ain't nothing making up is a beautiful thing. Yes. So I mean, but I mean, all these things is like these are tests by God is testing you.
Mm-hmm.
God tests you. You're gonna be tested your whole life. God gonna see you through a lot of tests. And that's either you're gonna pass these tests. Work your way through these tests. Or you're gonna say forget it, and you're gonna and let the enemy win. You
And so,
know.
and what I'm realizing, and you can attest to this or not, uh, in each marriage, no matter who the two people are, their trials and tribulations will be different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you know what I mean. Even though when you get married, you think you know somebody, but you don't know them totally.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know them totally. I mean, you can be married 10 years and don't know everything. You still it's a constant learning experience
Mm-hmm.
every day. Every day you learn something new. You know, you learn you learn some good stuff. You learn some bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an adventure. It's an adventure.
One thing that I am learning about being married is, and I actually like this because you don't you shouldn't expect the person that you marry to remain the same throughout the marriage. There's always
Oh no.
constant iterations of you and your spouse, and just to be able to for lack of better words, be able to just go roll with the punches if they develop into this person. One minute they like something, next minute they don't like something, vice versa. Just be able to just roll with that. I think that's a good thing in the marriage in itself.
Yeah, I mean, cause like with me and Rakita, I mean, I'm getting older. I get more stubborn. I get more bullheaded. You know, and um, and sometimes I have and I still have some childish ways. And that's I mean, and vice versa. So I mean, we put up with each other. We learn. We sit back and we learn each other. I know now. Now I know what she don't like. What she don't when she know what I don't like. It's it's a learning process. And like I said, when I thought I knew everything, I realized I don't know nothing.
I I once heard a well-known man say, "All I know is what I don't know."
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you, like you said, you're not gonna know every single solitary thing, but I think that just growing together in marriage along the way is just going to be an adventure in itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, well, I mean, but I know that I can count on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can count on her, even though that's where you know your marriage is what it is. That's real. Because you know what? Even though if you're going through that storm, even though you're going through that storm, she's gonna be right there. She's gonna be right at some whatever happens, or same thing for me. If we're going through a storm, all that means nothing. But if you know if she need me, we whatever the case might be, you know, that's when you know, you're gonna be there. I keep hitting this mic. Let me push this back a little bit. But yeah, you're gonna be there for her, and she's gonna be there for you. You know, I had some situations where when I was going through some stuff, and and man, she was right there. You know, so yeah, I mean, that's what marriage is all about, though.
And, with the concept of marriage, whenever someone asks me this, I always say it. I never forget it, and I'm pretty sure you're going to remember this. So this was, I want to go back to about 2020. And this is when we were getting up in the morning, walking, making sure that we're staying active. This is when the pandemic was at its highest.
Oh yeah,
And I told you that I was thinking about proposing to Taylor. And to this day, I never forget these three questions that you asked me. You asked me, "Do you love her?" I said, "Yes, I love her and I'm in love with her." "Has she always been there?" I said, "Yes." And then you said, "So what are you waiting for?"
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what? Here's a woman that I already showed you when you was down at your weakest point. You was fighting for your life.
Mm-hmm.
She was there, standing in the hospital with you overnight. When you was going through what you was going through, and she showed you already.
Before we even said I do.
Yeah, she showed you already. She let
Mm-hmm.
you know she said I'm gonna be there for the long haul. So I'm like, man, what are you waiting on? She already showed you.
And if going through that time in my life with trying to get my health straight and wanting to be married, and I look back on that, and the one thing that I always said during that time was I didn't want to live with regret with not marrying her, because like you said, she showed me everything that a wife should be.
Yeah,
And if I didn't marry her, I would be kicking myself for the rest of my life, especially if somebody else did.
yeah. She man, Taylor is very special, very special. You know, for me, I'm gonna tell you, for me,
Mm-hmm.
how good how good it is to be sitting in the house with a woman that like the same things you like. You know, uh, and she understands sports. Oh my God, that is huge.
Yeah, because funny story, we were watching, I forgot what game we were watching. We were watching a football game, but I forgot who was playing. But she got up, screaming at the TV. I forgot who didn't make a certain play, but she was like, "What are you doing? Your ex receiver's wide open. You miss your wide receiver." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Man, that is for a guy who likes sports. To be able to sit down with your significant other, and you're watching the game and don't have to explain to her. Look, what if you sit
Bottom
down?
line, I'm winning.
No, no. If you sit down watching the game and it's a big play, and your significant other really don't understand what's going on, and you then you try. I mean, as a guy, and it's like, as guys, we don't want to like
Explain it.
explain in the middle, like in the middle of the big game, like like, hey, this is like blah 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 blah, you know. Because a lot of women are fly by night sports fans. They know that if like if the Bears winning or the Cubs winning, the Bulls they when
They
they're in the
hop on the
playoffs,
bandwagon.
they just at the party just to be at the party, you know. But when you can sit there and you're at home with your significant other, and you can sit there and tell them, I ain't got to tell you, I don't have to explain to you what's going on. We already, both of you on the same page. Know what's going to happen. Know what they got to do. Hey, we got to get this first down.
Mm-hmm.
And we understand. Hey, look, why you passing the ball 8 yards? We should have passed it 10.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that is huge. I mean, I love my daughter-in-law. I love her.
Yeah, because so I'm pretty sure you know.
No, she probably know about more than sports than. No, take that back.
I'm gonna say you might want to watch what you say.
No, she don't know about more sports than I do. No,
But
no, she might though. Who knows?
I think just because we play Madden like crazy, and then we just sit there and we know the intricacies and all that stuff slightly.
Oh, well, I don't play Madden, so.
I mean, it's the same concept. You know your X and Y Z receiver. You got your tight end. You running back.
I just I'm not into video games.
Which is funny because it's funny you say that because you put me and Marlon onto video games when we were young. I remember times we were playing. Our first video game was a Nintendo, and we had Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
And then the next video game we got was the Sega Genesis, and then we had Mortal Kombat, and
that's the one I played with Mortal Kombat.
That was really the first game that me and you like played religiously together.
Yeah.
And you used to kick my behind.
Yeah, I mean that was like the very first Mortal Kombat. Those like had the better. It was like, man, this is like more intense now. I mean, but and I still, you know what? I didn't know what the heck I was doing. No way. I was just pushing buttons.
It was good enough to beat me, but then again, I was like 5.
Yeah.
But just those moments, that we spend together. And I remember in high school, which is how I ended up doing this anyway. High school, I come home, and Wheel of Fortune would be on, and we would bet on the puzzles.
I didn't never get my cut either,
man. No.
Yeah, but man,
but I did want you to come with me to the tape, and you couldn't take off work. So
yeah,
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah,
like,
but you had your wife with you though.
I know, but I mean, I think it would just been cool because all those years that we were betting on the puzzles, and then for you to see me actually live doing the taping of the show. I think that was
like
that would been a full circle moment.
That was like a family get together time, in the household.
Mm-hmm.
We come in and when you watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm a Jeopardy guy too, so I mean, but Wheel of Fortune was our game.
It definitely helped me with my spelling.
Yeah. So that was a special time during the day, during the period of time during the day that we got together as a family, sat down around the television. Quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Quality time.
And I think that's what I appreciate most with you is just the quality time.
Yeah.
No matter if it was playing video games, betting on Wheel of Fortune puzzles, you coming to my basketball games, football games,
Yeah, I remember when we used to go out in the back, and I would bet people to play you.
I remember that, and one dude he was giving me the flux. I'm like, how do I beat this dude? It wasn't so much physical; it was more mental.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I did it. I did it. I bet because I wanted to make you better.
And it did.
I wanted to make it better. I mean, I want you to I want you to see that you know what I mean. That's I want you to make you a stronger player. It's short guys, big guys, whatever. But you never lost.
No, I never did.
Never lost.
I never lost.
So it was, I mean, it worked out. It
It
worked
did.
out. It worked out. Yeah.
Just I really appreciate. I don't think I get to tell you this, but I really appreciate everything you did for me. From, you know, the little things, taking me to school, helping me with my homework, uh, to, you know, watching me graduate, get married, um, beat cancer twice. That was
You know, wow, that was a difficult time for me. I mean, I was, man.
yeah, because I remember when the doctor came back and said we think it's leukemia, and I saw your face. I'm like, ugh. And I'm thinking to myself, and I don't think I ever told anybody this, but when the doctor came in and said that, literally the first thing that came to my mind was how much time do I have to live, and that's not a question that you ever want to ask yourself. I didn't.
Uh,
I never. I don't think I ever told your mom that.
no, you did. You know, I think it seemed like you was handling it better than we were. It was just definitely. You was definitely handling it better than I was because I was like, oh, I
It,
mean,
it was it was very rare where I ever saw you cry, but that was definitely one of those times.
yeah, I mean, you know, if you have if anyone has never experienced someone going through cancer, it's it's wow, it's rough. It's rough. Um, to know that you can't as a parent and you can't help them. You know that is a really difficult situation.
But you know what? One of the good times I do remember having with you during that time, it was when I had to get up and go to radiation. I had to get radiation, and you would take me in the morning for my therapies, and we would just listen to music, and it actually did help me feel better because not only that, um, it actually expanded my musical palette because some songs I had never heard before, and that's I really like them just because you started playing them. Um, but just the conversations we would have, and you always making sure that I was good, and I was
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of energy even though I didn't have a lot of energy. um, just enjoying those were the good times of that part of my life that I really enjoyed.
You know, music is like for me. And I try to explain that to you and Marlon. You know that music is no matter what you're going through in life, there's some song out there to help you get through. You know, and music is like, you know, matter of fact, back in the day when I was like, we would when you was when I was younger, you're trying to go out with a young lady, blah blah. Every guy had this. They had their tape,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So the music is always, the music used to say stuff that that as a guy you can't that you don't want to prepare to say yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you had your songs on the tape, telling, saying how much you care for them, how beautiful they are, blah blah blah. You know, back in the day, the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire, um, the Dramatics.
The Spinners.
I'm old school for life. I really don't know how y'all listen to the music y'all listen to today, but I'm old school for life. I'm like, man, but it's a song out there. Even not even even if it don't have to be uh it don't have to be like when trying to date a young lady. Even like just in life in general. I like because I like to be I like optimistic. You know you know to
the
let you know
the
anything.
sounds of blackness.
Sound of blackness. Anything you want, you can reach. It's in your reach. Just keep your head to the sky. Keep praying. Showing God that you appreciate what He gave you, and He'll give you a little bit more. So yeah, So that's how I always viewed music. I tried to know the music I used to play with you guys. You know, what I'm saying that it was I try to show you guys that there was the words. It's the beat is one thing, but you got to listen to the words.
And see, if somebody asks me to describe you in 3 songs, the first song would probably be with Marvin Gaye, Eric Sermon music. Because I have great memories with you to that song, because you took me to basketball camp to that song, and you picked me up from basketball camp to that song. The next song would probably be Incognito, Deep Waters.
Yeah.
Because I remember every time we did a vacation and we were driving, that was the one song that always played. And because of you to this day, I know the song word for word. And the third song would be believe it or not, it would actually be Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter 23.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's going way back.
Yeah.
That's going way back.
So and obviously that was you played that in the car, taking me and picking me up from radiation, and that was just those are the moments that really stick out to me with you, just vacations and basketball camp, and you just being there for me through my cancer fight. And so just want to say thank you.
Oh man, you don't have to thank me. That's my job.
And I just hope that I can be half the father that you've been.
You ain't gonna make me cry, Marquise.
Try not to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode, Father Son, and just you guys get to see, my first.
Wait, quick. You're talking about our legacy.
Oh yes, I forgot. I can't forget about that. Legacy is men of Phi Beta Sigma.
Phi Beta Sigma. We believe blue.
Mm-hmm.
Blue.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It's I've been wanting to be I've been trying to do this for like 41 years. 41 years is a long 41 years, and I made this promise to you that when you were sick, I said, Marquise, if you beat this, I'm a pledge.
And did.
And man, and you know what? It's beautiful.
It is.
It's beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm your legacy. I'm your legacy. You should be my legacy. But
a legacy is a legacy, no matter who leaves it.
Yeah, but it's man, it's very special to me. The getting to be out here and I can spend quality time with my son. We can work together, try to do some positive stuff. Because people understand that even though that you want to do things, but you gotta have that platform.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a platform. It's hard to get. It's hard for doors to open for you.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have a platform. And I want to take this gift that God gave me and do some positive stuff with it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, you understand, we the people's prep. We get the job done.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to working with you. We're gonna try to do some positive stuff with the name of the Blue and White.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
And on that note, you guys, thanks for listening to our episode. Make sure you tune in. If you're on Apple, make sure you rate, review, share. Tell your friends, tell your brothers, tell your fathers, grandfathers. You can find me personally on Twitter, the app formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Mine M1N_1. That's MIN_1. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. And this is your boy Marquise, and we out. You got any last parting words, Dad?
Go, Mop.
Go mob. All right, y'all. We out. Peace out. Later.